Your vision is a priceless commodity that cannot be replaced. When we're racing motorcycles, it is imperative that we protect our vision as best as we can. It's probably the most overlooked piece of equipment when you're strapping up to go ride. This is Motorcycle Medicine 101. Today, we're talking goggles. What's up, Motorsport fam? This is Ardan Ballard, physician assistant, athletic trainer, your medicine guru, talking to you today about protecting your eyes while racing motocross. Motocross lenses, motorcycle goggles have come a long way in the last 10 and 20 years. But the most important thing to remember is that we're protecting your eyes when you're racing a motorcycle, when the one in front of you is spitting rocks and dirt at speeds that you can barely imagine. The last thing you want is having one of those projectiles go right into your eye. Sand, rain, dirt, and mud can all affect your vision, not only for today, but for days and years to come. So today I'm going to talk to you about a variety of goggles that are on the market, from your affordable line to the top of the line, most expensive goggles on the market. So the most important thing about your goggle, like I mentioned, is protecting your vision long term. Sure, there are layers of foam, straps, and amazing sharp lenses that will enable you to see better and make decisions faster. At the end of the day, I want something that's going to protect my vision from a projectile coming from somewhere else. A variety of companies that have been in the game a long time, they do independent testing of their own lenses to make sure that they can withstand high velocity objects coming straight towards your face. Oakley, for example, has a lab inside their manufacturing facility where they'll take high projectile objects and drop them on their lenses to make sure they can withstand the force of a rock or a pebble coming off a rear wheel of a motorcycle. To demonstrate the importance of a high quality lens, I'm going to refer you to the first round of the Pro Motocross Series here in 2025. Chase Sexton was running a fantastic race when he had a projectile hit his goggles, and the goggles did their job. The projectile likely hit the lens and shattered it to the point where they weren't safe or visible anymore. The goggles protected him from what could have been a catastrophic eye injury. Do we know that the goggles made him crash? No, of course not. But with the amount of dust and debris that are in the air, it certainly affected his vision. So despite the crash, Chase Sexton likely saved his vision by wearing a quality product to cover his eyes. When you're paying for a top-of-the-line motocross goggle, you're paying for fit and finish and the variety of lenses that you can choose from. Of course, there's going to be multiple layers of foam to keep the sweat out of your eyes. The frame is going to be rigid and it's going to last you a long time. You know you're buying a top quality product when you buy something like Oakley. What I like about Oakley products in particular is the replacement lenses that you can buy. So let's say you get a scratch in your favorite pair. MotoSport.com sells replaceable lenses that flip right into the frame and you're ready to go. When the weather changes, like we have scenarios today where it was brutally hot 2 hours ago and now the clouds have come out, you can change your lenses according to the weather and the environment that you're riding in. I think that's a big advantage over some of the more affordable lines where you can't change the lens tint midday. Most goggles nowadays come with built-in studs to hold tear-offs. So if you're not familiar, tear-offs are a way to quickly change and clear your vision during a moto when you get mud strapped onto the lens of your goggle. So mid-moto, you can take these tabs and pull to clear your vision and you're ready to go. For those extra muddy, extra wet races or those long GNCC motos, you have roll-off systems here where you pull a tab and it clears a film that's directly across the lens. Sometimes you'll get 40 to 50 pulls in a package like this to keep your vision clear for a longer period of time. Several years ago, before these goggles got really good, riders would actually tape pads or female hygiene products on their forehead to soak up that sweat so it wouldn't land up in their eyes. Nowadays, even these affordable lines, this one here from Ryder Co., they have such good foam that it's really not necessary anymore, and we're thankful for it. What gets me really excited and interested about picking goggles is the color of the lens that you get to choose. Like we talked about earlier today, it was beating down in the sun, no clouds in the sky whatsoever. And now, as you can see, it's very overcast. The sun's starting to go down. A different lens would benefit a rider in this condition versus the one that was earlier on. What does that have to do with medicine? Well, it helps with your reaction time. When you can evaluate the land and the terrain more clearly with your vision, then you make better decisions. And better decisions means you stay off the ground. If you have the opportunity to play with the different lenses that are out there for your brand of goggle, I highly recommend you buying a few pair and checking them out in your environment that you live in. Your investment comes in the quality of the lens that you're purchasing. As I mentioned, a lot of them are rated for impact protection, but also you're paying for polarized lenses or the prism technology that's in Oakley. When you're paying for a polarized lens, what you're getting is an extra sharp, high quality lens that you can see through more clearly. It's as if you're looking through nothing at all. When that definition is sharper, the contrast is greater, you can evaluate the terrain more easily. So one small but important piece of advice when it comes to your goggles is how they fit on your face and around your helmet. So I've demonstrated here with one of these 100% goggles here. If you notice, there's way too much slack in these. Of course, there's no head in this helmet, so it makes a difference. But when you're tightening your strap for your goggle, you want to make sure that the foam is snug against your face, that the goggle isn't sliding around, or more importantly, has room for dust and dirt to get in, because ultimately that's what we're trying to keep out. Make sure that your strap is nice and tight against your helmet. Also, if you're trying to look cool, make sure your strap isn't way down here or way up here. The most important thing when you're selecting a goggle is how well is it going to protect your eyes in the event of a projectile hitting the lens itself. I want to make sure that whatever brand I choose, I know that the lenses have been tested and rated so that my eyes are protected for the long haul. At the end of the day, I need to go to work on Monday. Being able to see is pretty important for what I do. So there you have it, short and simple medical explanation about why goggles are so important when you're strapping up your next motorcycle ride. There are tons of colors, brands, lens choices to choose from, and your local gearhead can help you out with all of it. MotoSport.com's got every brand imaginable to protect your eyes. I'm Ardan Ballard with MotoSport.com. Make your next ride the best ride.